Oh, hello, gang. It's the end of the month, so it's time to have a look at next month's budget. I've got the other camera set up here, so let's just jump right into the numbers. Of course, my monthly budget looks the same as it always does, just because the financial journey of paying off debt is long and boring. But I guess there's some recent exciting developments nonetheless, which we'll get into. So let's just start at the top with income. Right now, my W-2 is the bulk source of my income. I always have a monthly goal of making $5,360 take-home pay per month, and that is the base minimum I will make any month without any shift differential or overtime or anything like that. Luckily, I pretty much always make more than that, but it's the minimum that I base my budget on. And now this rental income is new over the last 2 months. If you've been following, you know it's been a struggle. But now that things are paid off, up and operational, we're expecting a goal of $464.35 of monthly cash flow from that rental, which, if you aren't aware, that is out in the Midwest, out in Kansas City, Missouri to be exact. And I am here on the East Coast in New England, but I bought out of state because it's very expensive here. So anyway, the monthly rent is $734 minus $66.06, which is the 9% for the property management company, minus $203.59, which is the mortgage. So that's where that $464.35 comes from. And that is not money I will ever be spending. That is money that is getting saved aside to save up for a down payment on my next rental property. So it's income, so it goes in the income, but that's just not income that I ever will account into my day-to-day spending. Now, for that day-to-day spending, of course, we have rent is always going to be my biggest budget item at this point at $1,500 a month. Electricity is $60, internet's $40, Fed loans are still in forbearance, so they're at $0. My gym membership's $23, Netflix is $20, cell phone bill's $60. Groceries and food, I upped a couple months back to $450 a month. Gas and car wash, I budget $60. Chiropractor, y'all know I try to go every week. I budget $160. Pet supplies, I budget $25. Hope to change that in the future, just because I usually end up spending more than that. I have a goal of investing $100 every month, whether it be in just my traditional IRA or my Roth IRA. I guess I just am realizing I've never spoken about my 401k. I do always invest 7% of that out of every paycheck just because my employer offers a match up to 7%. It's not 100%, it's only 100%, 3%, I believe. And then above that, it's like some portion of, but they'll invest some portion of up to 7%. So this is additional to my 401k. Donate, I try to do $50 a month. And spending, I try to say $300 a month. And now it's a lot of scribbles and crossouts here because I put it at the normal $300, and then I thought I was going to buy a bike next month, so I upped it to $1,100, and then I ended up changing my mind and I bought it in April. So back to $300 for May, but the bike purchase will be covered in my April budget review video, which should be out next week, or sometime shortly after the month is over. And then the debt section. So if you guys have been following my story, you know I started with a little over $231,000 of debt at my worst back in 2017, 2018. Then I got this job and I've been paying things off ever since, including all of my small private student loans and credit cards, used car loan, this, that, and the other. But I have been down to just my federal student loans for the last little over 2 years now, I guess. But balance currently is at $160,700.22. And my 2022 goal is to save up another $30,000 for those throughout this year. I did save up $30,000 towards them last year, and I ended up dumping about $25,200 on the loans, saving the additional $4,800 over from 2021. So currently I have saved $14,100, and I know this number is different from my last Transfer Tuesday student loan savings video that I did, just because today is the 28th and my last payday in the month, and today from this paycheck I am moving $300 to my student loan savings. So it was at $13,800 as of the last time you guys saw a student loan savings update, but now it's $300 more just because today is payday, and I did move that right over. I was hoping to do more, but things happen. So hopefully in May I will be able to add another $2,500, which you can see back at the top is my money goal for the month, which is the same money goal it's going to be for the whole year, just because $30,000 broken out by 12 months is $2,500 a month, so that's always going to be my money saving goal. And then sinking funds, I have an emergency fund goal, a car, vet, and medical kind of slush fund goal, and of course my Roth IRA. I would like to have a $10,000 emergency fund plus $2,000 in this car, vet, and medical slush fund, and of course you can do up to $6,000 in your Roth every year. I went over the income cap last year, and I ended up contributing $1,500 last year, and then my CPA, when he was going through my taxes, said, whoa, you need to take $1,100 back out, just because I was, based on my income, I was only allowed to contribute $400. So I'm still working through that process, but I should not go over the income cap in 2022, so I'm not worried about that at this time. But anyway, current emergency fund savings is at $953, which is also $50 more than you guys last saw in a transfer. Again, because of that, the paycheck I got today added another $50. And if you are new to my story, yes, I did have a $12,000 emergency fund saved by the end of 2021, and then my rental property needed all of that money, so it was gone. Okay, not at the end of 2021, but that was more like beginning to middle of 2021. Not that it matters. Roth IRA so far for the year, I've saved $150. Honestly, that's like my least priority because it just is. Okay. But that's it. That's it on the whole. I don't know. Not much different from every other month. Not much else to add. Again, boring. Finances are boring. We'll shut that off. Get it out of our face. But hopefully I have a good month, because I am now behind in my student loan savings for the year. Just because as of today, this last few days in April here, I am behind in April because I was not able to save as much as I wanted to for the month of April, just because things were a little tighter, and I bought myself a bike which I don't know, I'm not mad about. I've been wanting one for years, and instead of I didn't buy a ski pass for next winter just because I had bought one for this past winter and it was a lot of money and I only used it twice, so I'm really mad at myself about that, and I didn't want to do that again for next year. I'm thinking I'll just buy day passes whenever I do feel like going skiing next winter and not worry about getting a big expensive pass, and instead I bought myself the bike that I've been wanting for quite some time. So I'm very happy, especially now I live like 2 to 3 miles from the beach, so definitely wanted a bike for this summer so I can just cruise down whenever I feel like going to the beach, instead of having to drive and find parking, which is a nightmare. I'm way over justifying my bike purchase again. You guys don't give a shit. Yay, I bought a bike. Whoop-de-doo. But for some reason, I always feel like I have to defend my big purchases, which is like crazy but that's just the mindset you get in, right? When you're in this situation, at least for me, I don't know. Or is it the same for you? Let me know in the comments. Like, when you're on your financial goals, do you get so incredibly goal-oriented that everything else just falls by the wayside and you forget to like do self-care items, treat yourself a little bit, whatever? Although you guys know I treat myself a little bit here and there, but the bike was a big purchase, so I'm feeling, I don't even want to say guilty, because you should never have guilt around money. That's not a good place to be in. But I don't know, just feeling like, oh, a little bit pooped out just because, like, dang it, I wanted that money for student loans. But I feel confident I can make up for that throughout the rest of the year. I've said in a prior video, and I don't remember which one, but I am working 7 out of 8 holidays this year, so, or at least remaining holidays for the year. You guys, I have Christmas off this year. I can hardly believe it, which is just a whole nother side note, but I have no doubt I'll be able to make that back up. Plus the bike is like, brought me a happiness level that's worth it. So who cares? If I don't make my $30,000 goal, I won't miss it by very much. So who even gives a shit, you know? Let it go. But anyway, I'm done rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are curious about my whole debt-free journey and you're new to my channel, you should check out this video right here. Your guys' support means the world. I appreciate it so much. I hope you know that, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.